Hey guys, so the next lesson is on reflections and rotations, but what I decided to do was separate the two and just concentrate. We'll have one lesson on reflections and then the next day we'll do rotations. So basically for grade 8, I'm going to tell you what the rule is for reflections. Okay, so basically a reflection, probably last year you used a mirror to do that. And this year, like I just said, we are going to follow a rule. So basically in your work or on a test, it's going to instruct you as to what axis you're doing a reflection over. So for example, if in your instructions it says make a reflection in the x-axis, it means basically you're flipping it over the x-axis. So the shape is going to be somewhere around here. Okay, and the rule for that is you take each coordinate and let me just erase that. And this is the rule here. Just want to draw your attention to. If you're reflecting it in the x-axis, it means that the coordinates become x and negative y, which means that the x coordinate stays the same and the y coordinate becomes the opposite. So what that means is, take the coordinate here. Okay, the x coordinate is 2. So in our new reflection, that's going to stay the same. The y coordinate is -4. We flip it to the opposite integer, which is just simply 4. So if I were to plot this, I would go over the x-axis 2 and up 4. My new point would be right here. And I would label that 2, 4. Right? And if this point was labeled A, and my new image would be A with that little dash there. Okay, let's try another point. So let's do point B. Point B, I know it's kind of blurry, but point B is -3 and -4. So if we're reflecting it in the x-axis, again, we're reflecting it over the x-axis line there, and we follow the rule. So x coordinate stays the same. So -3 will stay the same, and 4 will become -4. Oops, sorry. That point is already -4. So the opposite will be 4. Sorry, didn't mean to confuse you. So if I'm plotting that new point, go over -3, up 4, that's the new point right there. And again, I'm going to call that B, and that's the image mark there. Let's do C. So C would be 5 and 2. And if we're reflecting it over the x-axis, it means that this point is actually coming down here. And I know this is very confusing. There's a lot of busyness happening here, but I'm going to post it anyways. Let's do... So again, following the rule, 5 will stay the same, 2 will become -2. So go over 5, down -2, and the new point would be right there. So if I'm connecting these, they're going to look like that. And again, you're obviously going to use a ruler, so it's going to look much neater than mine. Okay, so let's do another example. This time we are going to reflect in the y-axis. Okay, so this time I'm going to list the coordinates over to the side here, just so it doesn't get too messy on the Cartesian grid here. So point A, again, in this quadrant, it's all negatives. So I know it's a little bit blurry, but I'm pretty sure it looks like -9 and -6. So if the instruction says to reflect in the y-axis, the rule is that the x coordinate flips to the opposite integer and the y stays the same. Okay, so my new coordinate, I'll list as A with a dash. If y flips to the opposite coordinate, -9 becomes 9, and then the y stays the same. So 9 and -6. So go over to 9, down to -6. My new plotted point is right here. And I'll label that A with the image. Let's do B. So B's coordinates are -6 and -3. So the new coordinates, again, x becomes the opposite, 6, and y stays the same, -3. Go over. So I'm going to plot that, 6 and down 3. Oops. And B is right there. Okay, and now C looks like -5 and -8. New points would be 5 and -8. Go over 5, down 8, be right there. Okay, and that's what it would look like when you collect all the vertices. Now, again, if you're using a ruler, this is going to be obviously much neater, and it's going to be more apparent that this is an actual reflection. All right, so that is a lesson on reflections. Your assessment question is going to be attached to this assignment. So it's going to be listed as a separate photo. So you're going to have to click on that. It's not in this actual video. All right, see you tomorrow, guys.